She says you're special. She calls you babe, sends selfies, and tells you you're the only one who understands her. But what if I told you that same message she just sent you might have been copied to someone else 5 minutes ago? Modern dating runs on illusion, not honesty. And most men don't realize when they're sharing emotional space with her rotation. In this video, I'll expose 10 hidden signs that reveal whether you're the only man she's truly interested in, or just the one she talks to when the others don't reply. Before we dive in, take a second, subscribe, like, and tell me which city you're watching from. I want to see how far this message travels, because no matter where you are, New York, London, Lagos, or Manila, every man has felt this uncertainty at least once. Now, let's get back to the story, because what you're about to hear next might make you see her words, her calls, and her attention in a completely different light. Number 1. The way she communicates with you tells you more than any words ever could. When a woman is truly drawn to a man, her rhythm becomes consistent. She texts without hesitation, responds quickly, and her tone carries warmth that doesn't feel forced. There's flow, ease, and curiosity. She wants to know what's happening in your world, because somewhere inside, she already wants to be part of it. But here's what most men miss. Consistency in texting doesn't always equal genuine interest. Some women keep the conversation alive, not because they're invested, but because they want to keep you within reach. It's emotional insurance. They fear silence not out of affection, but out of ego. They need to know that if they ever feel lonely, your attention will still be there, waiting. So don't measure connection by how often she reaches out. Measure it by how she reacts when you stop reaching out. A woman who values your presence will sense your distance and try to bridge it. She'll notice your silence and respond with curiosity or concern. But if she doesn't, if your absence is met with calm indifference, then understand this. She was never afraid to lose you, because she never saw you as something to lose. If she's afraid to lose your attention, she'll fight your silence. If she doesn't, you were never her priority. Number 2. Watch how she positions herself around you. Women rarely leave proximity to chance. When she's truly interested, she finds reasons to appear in your world. The same cafe, the same event, the same stretch of time when you're available. She'll say, "I was just passing by," but in reality, she wasn't passing by. She was orbiting you. That's how emotional gravity works. But here's the catch. Closeness means nothing without intention. There are 2 types of proximity: closeness to connect and closeness to control. The first is effortless. She rearranges her day just to share a few minutes with you, not because she's bored, but because your presence feels like calm. The second type is transactional. She shows up only when you serve a purpose, to entertain her, to soothe her, to fill a void she doesn't want to face alone. When a woman values you, she'll carve out space in her life to be near you. You won't have to chase, convince, or schedule yourself into her world. She'll make room for you. But if you find she's only around when it's convenient, that she appears when she needs comfort and disappears when you need connection, you're not her priority. You're her emotional spare tire. Remember this. When a woman truly wants to be close, distance becomes uncomfortable for her. She won't fit you in between plans. She'll move plans to fit you in. That's the quiet difference between being wanted and being used. When she makes time for you, she's interested. When she fits you in, she's managing you. Number 3, pay attention to how she talks about commitment, and more importantly, how she acts around it. When a woman is genuinely invested, her words and her boundaries start to align. She doesn't just talk about wanting something serious. She behaves like someone preparing for it. She'll be transparent about her expectations, her emotional limits, and what she's looking for. You'll feel a sense of direction, not confusion. But there's a silent trap here. Many men mistake talk about commitment for proof of commitment. Women are intuitive. They know that most men want reassurance. So they paint vivid pictures of the future, the vacations, the someday plans, the hypothetical house by the beach. It sounds sincere, but often it's emotional insurance. By keeping you hopeful, she keeps you compliant. True alignment isn't in what she promises. It's in what she protects. Does she respect your time, your effort, your emotional energy? Does she guard the connection, or does she test it to feel in control? A woman who truly wants something meaningful won't play with the bond she's building. She'll nurture it, not gamble it for attention or validation. Watch her patterns. If she speaks of the future, but avoids defining the present, she's not planning commitment. She's avoiding accountability. Women talk about forever most loudly when they're unsure about today. When her actions contradict her declarations, that's your signal to step back and see what's real. Because someone who's ready for something real doesn't need to convince you with words. You'll see it in her consistency, her clarity, and her calm. Women talk about forever when they're unsure about today. Number 4, a woman's social media is rarely random. It's her stage, her mirror, and her weapon. The digital world lets her express what she can't say directly and hide what she doesn't want you to see. When a woman truly likes you, her online behavior subtly shifts. Her posts begin to echo your conversations, your jokes, your shared moments. She might post a song you both talked about, a quote that sounds like something you said, or a picture from a place only you'd recognize. It's not coincidence. It's quiet signaling. Her way of building intimacy in plain sight. But if her online presence is a constant performance, that's another story. A woman who still seeks validation from everyone else isn't emotionally exclusive. When she's genuinely focused on one man, she doesn't need to broadcast her desirability to the world. Her attention narrows. She shares less, but each thing she shares has meaning. Yet when she's still testing options, her social media becomes louder, more curated, more suggestive, more about proving she could have anyone. Watch for contrast, not content. A woman who's serious about you doesn't post to get attention. She posts to express connection. You'll feel it in the tone, not the number of hearts. But when her stories seem designed to provoke curiosity or subtly remind you that other men are watching, that's a sign. She's keeping her emotional market open. A woman in love doesn't need an audience. She needs privacy. She protects what she values by keeping it off display. When she's truly into you, she hides you from the world, not because she's secretive, but because she's serious. Number 5, pay attention to how she responds when you reach out. A woman's availability reveals her level of interest more honestly than her words ever could. When she's genuinely drawn to you, her actions feel effortless. She finds time, not excuses. You don't have to chase her or wait for the perfect moment. She creates it. You'll notice she's responsive, engaged, and present, even when her day is full. That's what emotional priority looks like. But there's another side to it. Some women appear always available, not out of affection, but out of habit. They answer your texts, laugh at your jokes, and agree to plans, yet everything feels slightly hollow. It's not that she's devoted, it's that she hasn't found someone she prefers yet. You're the placeholder until the next spark comes along. Her time is easy to get because her heart isn't invested in it. The real test isn't in how quickly she says yes. It's in how deeply she shows up when she does. Is she mentally present, or does she drift into her phone while you talk? Does she ask about your life, or just fill silence with comfort noise? Her availability should feel like connection, not convenience. If you step back for a few days, watch her reaction. A woman who's genuinely interested will notice the absence and try to bridge it. She'll check in, ask where you've been, or subtly express concern. But if your silence is met with more silence, that's your answer. Interest doesn't beg for attention. It naturally looks for it. So remember, a woman who truly values you doesn't just make time. She makes effort. Number 6. When a woman starts to impress you, pay attention. Not to the effort itself, but to what drives it. Attraction always creates some level of performance. It's human nature. She'll dress a little differently when she knows she's going to see you. Her tone softens, her laughter becomes more spontaneous, and her attention feels magnetized. That's her way of signaling interest without saying it. It's subtle, elegant, and real. But not every performance is born of affection. Some women perform to connect, others perform to compete. The first type tries to impress because she wants you to see her as special. The second type tries to impress because she wants to prove she can win. And when you start to sense that her energy is more about validation than vulnerability, when her charm feels rehearsed rather than organic, you're not dealing with connection anymore. You're dealing with control. A woman who genuinely likes you will want to look good for you, but she won't lose her authenticity doing it. She'll relax into your presence. The one who's chasing power will constantly adjust her behavior, her tone, even her opinions, to hold your focus. She's not trying to bond. She's trying to dominate the emotional frame. Here's the difference. The woman who wants you will impress you once and then let the connection breathe. The woman who wants control will never stop performing because the applause is what keeps her alive. One builds intimacy, the other builds dependency, and a man who can't tell the difference will mistake being entertained for being loved. A woman who wants you will impress you once. A woman who wants power will keep performing forever. Number 7. When a woman opens up to you emotionally, it can feel like the deepest form of intimacy, but it's also the easiest place to be deceived. Vulnerability has two faces. One is real, the other is rehearsed. A woman who truly trusts you will share pieces of her inner world, not to gain something, but to let you in. Her stories will be unpolished, her tone unguarded. She won't tell you just the beautiful parts of her past. She'll let you see the cracks too. That's how real trust feels. A little messy, a little raw, but honest. But then there's the other kind. The kind where she shares to hook you. She reveals pain not as connection, but as strategy. She'll tell you just enough to make you protective, just enough to make you feel needed. And once she senses your empathy, she uses it to anchor you emotionally. You start caring more, investing more, giving more. And she gives just enough to keep you from walking away. It's not openness, it's leverage. You'll know the difference by how her vulnerability makes you feel. Real openness creates peace, the sense that you can finally meet her where she is. Performative openness, on the other hand, creates tension. You feel responsible for her emotions, as if her happiness depends on you. That's not love. That's emotional control wrapped in sincerity. So, when she opens up, don't just listen to her words. Observe what happens after. Does her honesty bring you closer or make you smaller? Does she trust you or test you? She opens up to you when she trusts you. She vents to you when she needs a listener, not a partner. Number 8, nothing reveals a woman's true level of attachment more clearly than how she handles jealousy. Every woman feels it, but what she does with that feeling defines her. When a woman truly cares about you, jealousy surfaces as curiosity. She'll ask questions, seek understanding, and try to close the emotional distance between you. It's not about control, it's about reassurance. Her reactions may be tender, maybe even a little possessive, but they're rooted in connection. Then there's the other kind, the kind that burns without reason. This type of jealousy isn't born from care, it's born from ego. When she lashes out, accuses, or withdraws in silence, it's not because she's afraid to lose you. It's because she's afraid to lose power. She's using jealousy to measure her influence, not her feelings. You'll notice the difference. The woman who loves you reacts with concern. The woman who wants control reacts with punishment. Never test jealousy on purpose. Manufactured jealousy only exposes insecurity in both of you. Instead, pay attention when it happens naturally. A conversation with another woman, a passing glance, a message on your phone. Does she handle it with emotional maturity or emotional chaos? A woman who's emotionally secure may feel the sting of jealousy, but won't weaponize it. She'll communicate it. A woman who's emotionally unstable will dramatize it, creating tension where there doesn't need to be any. Her reaction tells you everything. A woman who's scared to lose you gets jealous. A woman who's already replaced you gets quiet. Silence after jealousy is the sound of detachment, the moment she's already half gone. And if her jealousy turns into indifference, you're no longer competing for her heart. You're just witnessing its absence. Number 9. Who she lets you meet tells you exactly where you stand. When a woman is genuinely proud to have you in her life, she doesn't keep you hidden in the shadows. She integrates you into her world, not as an accessory, but as someone who belongs there. You'll meet her friends, maybe even her family, because she wants the people who matter to her to see the man who matters to her. That's not validation seeking. That's emotional acknowledgement. She's saying without words, he's part of my story. But here's what most men miss. Not every introduction means commitment. Some women bring men into their social circle for reasons that have nothing to do with depth. Sometimes it's to make another man jealous, to project stability, or simply to look desirable in front of others. If she introduces you but never defines who you are, if her friends seem unsure of your role, then you're not being presented, you're being positioned. You're part of her social image, not her emotional life. Look at how she includes you. A woman who's serious will connect you naturally, not theatrically. She'll involve you in real moments, dinners, small gatherings, personal experiences that carry meaning. The woman who's unsure will only show you off in selective spaces, just enough to create the illusion of closeness. And when you ask about her world, she keeps it vague, almost rehearsed. That's not intimacy, that's optics. You can tell pride from pretense by how consistent she is. Pride is effortless, pretense is staged. When she's proud of you, you'll feel grounded in her presence. When she's performing you, you'll feel like a prop. A woman who's proud of you will show you off. A woman who's unsure will only show you enough. Number 10, the final and most telling sign, her focus. When a woman is truly interested in you, her attention becomes intentional. It's not scattered, not distracted, not performative. You can feel it in how she listens, the way her eyes stay on you, how she remembers the smallest details you didn't even think mattered. Her focus is quiet, but consuming. In a world that constantly pulls her attention in 1,000 directions, choosing to give it to you is the purest form of interest there is. But when her mind drifts, when her eyes keep falling back to her phone, or when her energy feels absent, even while she's physically there, she's already disconnected. A woman can sit across from you, smile, and still be somewhere else entirely, mentally, emotionally, even romantically. You can't compete with that kind of distance, because distance isn't a lack of time. It's a lack of care. The truth is, attention reveals everything. It's how women show value, not through words, not through gifts, but through presence. When she values you, she'll make the moment with you feel exclusive, even if it's only 10 minutes. When she doesn't, Every hour feels divided. Her silence won't feel peaceful. It'll feel hollow. You'll know the difference instantly. Real attention calms you. Fake attention confuses you. If you always feel like you're fighting for space in her mind, you're not the man she's prioritizing. You're just the one she's tolerating. When a woman values you, you'll feel peace in her presence. When she doesn't, you'll feel the noise. At the end of all this, understand one thing. Love doesn't hide in mystery. It reveals itself in consistency. You don't need to decode a woman's every move or second-guess every word she says. The truth is, when someone truly values you, you'll know. Her energy will speak before her mouth does. Her actions will align without you having to ask. And the peace you feel in her presence will say more than any "I love you" ever could. The problem is, most men don't want to read patterns. They want to believe promises. They cling to moments that feel real, hoping those fragments mean something more. But connection isn't built on hope. It's built on recognition. You have to be brave enough to see what's right in front of you, even when it hurts. Because ignoring reality doesn't protect your heart. It only delays the pain. There are no perfect formulas in relationships, but there are psychological truths. Interest creates effort. Desire creates presence. Consistency creates trust. If any of those are missing, then so is authenticity. And once you start observing instead of reacting, you'll never be fooled by mixed signals again. You'll see through charm, through words, through timing, because clarity is quiet and confusion is loud. So if she texts less, if her tone fades, if her attention drifts, don't chase it. Don't negotiate your worth with silence. Just step back and watch what remains. Because the woman who's meant for you won't make you question where you stand. She'll make you feel safe standing there. Don't confuse attention with interest. Don't confuse consistency with commitment. A woman can give you both and still not choose you. What matters is not whether you're the only man she's talking to, but whether you're the only one she respects enough to be real with. If you're done being confused, hit subscribe, because from now on, every move you make in love will be intentional.